Thursday when the Senate parliamentarian ruled that could not be included by reconciliation. Before that announcement, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi pledged minimum wage would be addressed one way or another.
We will pass a minimum wage bill. We must pass a minimum wage bill.
2 U.S. aircraft carried out an airstrike in eastern Syria Thursday. The targets, Iranian-backed militias. The Pentagon said they were responsible for a rocket attack in Iraq that killed a coalition contractor. ABC's chief global affairs correspondent Martha Raddatz says
it is a very tense time with Iran anyway. Iran wants to get back, as does the United States, to some sort of nuclear agreement. This is clearly outside of that nuclear agreement and has nothing specifically to do with that nuclear agreement, but it does add to the tension in the region.
A U.S. official said there were possibly a handful of casualties. Today, the president and first lady traveled to Texas to look at recovery efforts from the extreme cold last week. State lawmakers spent 15 hours in a hearing on power problems Thursday.
At least 36 people died as a result of the big freeze, many because their electricity was down.
This is like a plane crash.
Texas State Senator Eddie Lucio Jr.
It wasn't one thing that went wrong that led to this plane crash. It was lots of things that went wrong that are all interconnected.
Some lawmakers of both parties are suggesting that Texas buck its traditional independence and join the rest of the country's power grid for the first time in nearly 100 years.
That's ABC's Jim Ryan in Dallas. A third coronavirus vaccine could be available as soon as today, as the FDA will meet to consider Johnson & Johnson's request for an emergency use authorization. You're listening to ABC News.
What's the most important factor for determining a coin's value?
Rarity.
And now, the COVID-19 pandemic has resulted in the creation of a modern rarity.
When the West Point Mint was shut down due to health concerns, 240,000 emergency production 2020 American Eagle silver dollars were minted in Philadelphia for 13 days only.
And that makes these coins with the P-Mint attribution the second rarest coin in the entire American Eagle bullion coin series.
Less than 1,500 of these extraordinary silver dollar coins remain. Hurry, call government.com at 1-800-969-0689.
To learn more about these emergency production American Eagle silver dollar coins, call 1-800-969-0689.
Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $10 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-969-0689 now to secure your Philadelphia Mint American Eagle silver dollar coins before they sell out. That's 1-800-969-0689.
As federal lawmakers debate a $15 minimum wage, Costco is going one better. The company's CEO says starting next week, Costco's minimum wage will go up to $16 an hour. He told a congressional hearing that for Costco, a higher wage means better productivity and less worker turnover. The Biden administration could declassify a report on the murder of Washington Post columnist Jamal Khashoggi as soon as today. It's expected to lay blame for his death at the feet of Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Khashoggi was killed in the Saudi consulate in Turkey. Italy was the first European country hit hard by the coronavirus, and it's now seeing a new surge in cases.
Italy is registering a rise in coronavirus for the first time in 6 weeks, with a spike in cases in the northern Italian province of Brescia. ICU units and hospitals there are reaching capacity, and further restrictions have been introduced. Healthcare authorities say the English strain is responsible for the rise in cases. Deputy Mayor Laura Cappelletti says Brescia is ready to make sacrifices if the vaccination campaign is ramped up. Italy's vaccination program, like much of the EU's, has been slow due to manufacturers failing to deliver on time. Megan Williams, ABC News, Rome.
The movie business is booming in China. Even with theaters there still running at half capacity, February marked the biggest single month for movie ticket sales ever in China, $1.7 billion. This is ABC News.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/work. That's ZipRecruiter.com/work.
Brian Clark, ABC News.
You know, folks are saying once you've used a Massey Ferguson, you won't ever want another tractor. They're tough, versatile, and dependable. And now with the change of season special at NC Tractor and Farm Supply, you'll be wise to get your special deal. Our tractors have been running in families for generations. Ask about the Phil Sheehan special going on right now. NC Tractor, 299 Railroad Avenue, Rutherfordton. Call 288-0395.
Good morning and happy Friday. We're seeing a cloudy sky with a few showers this morning. More rain is on the way, and we'll see rain scattered to widespread this afternoon and evening. Showers continue overnight tonight. Highs today in the mid to upper 40s and low 50s. We'll see a few showers early Saturday morning, and then we're drier Saturday afternoon. Highs Saturday in the upper 50s and even low to mid 60s. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
Our temperature right now is 50 degrees. It's going to start dropping a little bit more till we get to about 47. That's our expected high today, 47. And some rain starting sometime maybe mid-morning. And we'll have that rain with us pretty much all weekend, except maybe Saturday we might get a little break. Saturday only a 20% chance, and then on Saturday night no rain at all, and then comes back to us on Sunday. And next week looks like maybe Tuesday we might have a day without some showers. But it is Friday, and it's football Friday night. We'll have that game for you tonight. Mr. Friday Night Jay Combs will be talking with us this morning a little after 8 o'clock about the setup for tonight's games. Join us for that all weekend. Now I have these death announcements. Burl Blackwell Bailey, age 72, of Forest City, died Wednesday, February 24th at hospice of the Carolina Foothills. Services will be private for the family, and the Paget and King Mortuary and Crematory is in charge of the arrangements for Burl Bailey. Shelley Joe Head of Forest City died Monday, February 22nd. The family will be gathered for a viewing and visitation from 12 until 2, Monday, March the 1st at Harrelson Funeral Home. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services has been entrusted with those arrangements for Shelley Joe Head. Morris J. Bridges, 87, of Ellenboro, died Wednesday, February 24th. A celebration of life service will be held at a later date when the family feels it's safe to do so. Washburn and Dorsey Funeral and Cremation Service in charge of the arrangements for Morris J. Bridges. Wilbert Lee Lawrence, age 79, died February 14th at his home in Asheville, formerly of Rutherford County. There will be a private viewing and burial at Pruitt Funeral Home on Saturday at 2 o'clock. Social distancing and wearing a mask is a must. Pruitt Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements for Wilbert Lee Lawrence. James Roland Arrowwood, age 93, of Rutherfordton, passed away Wednesday, February 24th at his home. The family will receive friends from 2 until 3 o'clock Saturday, February 27th at Fellowship Baptist Church in the Fellowship Hall, and Roland will lie and stay during that time in the sanctuary. The funeral service will be at Fellowship Baptist Church at 3 o'clock Saturday, February 27th. Burial will be at Southern Baptist Church Cemetery following the funeral service. Wearing of masks and social distancing is requested at all services. Mike Mahan's Funeral Home and Cremation Service in charge of those arrangements for Roland Arrowwood. Brenda K. Peterson Connard, 44, of Vail, died February 21st. Family will have an extended family and friends gathering at the home of the deceased on Saturday, February 27th from 11 until 7. COVID mandates must be followed. The Paget and King Mortuary and Crematory in charge of the arrangements for Brenda K. Peterson Connard. Willie Mae Lovelace, 85, of Shelby, died Monday, February 22nd. A celebration of life will be announced in the spring. Washburn and Dorsey Funeral and Cremation Service in charge of those arrangements for Willie Mae Lovelace. Roger David Arrowwood, 67, of Spindale, passed away on Saturday, February 20th. A private service will be held at a later date for family and friends. Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of Roger David Arrowwood. Those are the death announcements we have in-house this morning. You can hear the complete information on these and others as they become available to us this morning at 11:35, and then again this afternoon at 5:10 as part of the afternoon report. Most information for the Foothills is right here at 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB.
Folks, you remember that sad video of the starving polar bear? National Geographic posted it last December with the caption, "This is what climate change looks like." It became their most viewed web video ever. The drive-bys picked up the story, calling it gut-wrenching and soul-crushing, blaming Republicans for global warming, killing this poor polar bear. The video was ultimately shared with 2.5 billion people. But now the photographer, Christina Mittermeier, says, never mind. In the upcoming issue of National Geographic, she says that her team lost control of the narrative because people missed the nuances. What nuances? Well, that she had no idea why the polar bear was on its last legs. In an editor's note, National Geographic admits there's no way to know for certain why this bear was on the verge of death. Sounds familiar. In fact, I found a similar quote. Nobody knows why this bear didn't make it. It could have been sick, which happens in nature, but we do know this. A soul-crushing video blaming global warming is total BS. Who said that? Me, the day that video was released. It didn't take me 7 months to figure it out, which is why I tell you, do not doubt me. Just don't.
Benjamin Franklin once wrote,
"Nothing can be said to be certain, except death and taxes."
Hold on there, Benji. You can't even rely on that much thanks to identity thieves.
Pardon?
Tax forms have all your personal info in one place, and this is the season when it can get emailed, shared, and possibly exposed to identity thieves. They might even try to file your tax return before you do.
This shan't stand.
No, it shan't. Because LifeLock monitors your info and alerts you to identity threats. If you become a victim, a dedicated U.S.-based specialist will help fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but LifeLock helps you keep what's yours. Join today and save up to 25% off your first year at LifeLock.com with promo code NEWS. That's promo code NEWS for 25% off at LifeLock.com. And remember,
25% saved is 25% earned.
Good morning. Good morning.
The Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council present the story of Cynthia and Ed.
My mother was always very active and independent, and she was familiar with her neighborhood. But one day, out of the blue, she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn or just stay at the stop sign. She wasn't even really sure where she was at. She was very concerned. It was very unsettling for her.
It's important for you to talk to someone about it, to bring the family in on it. I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you and we'll figure it out."
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
The music's on us on WCAB.
This is Gilbert. If you owe the IRS past due taxes, don't call those toll-free national numbers. Local, affordable help is right here in Rutherford County. Stop garnishments, levies, and liens. Call Gilbert Carmona at 828-289-9300. All initial consultations are free. Call Gilbert, 828-289-9300.
Kid Lewis and Foster Crawford robbed a Wichita Falls, Texas bank. During the robbery, they killed the cashier. Not only did they not get any money, later that night, with the help of Texas Rangers, they were captured. Within 24 hours, several thousand people were on the street at the jail. With the Texas Rangers mysteriously being called away to Amarillo and the local authorities only giving a show of resistance, the mob decided to lynch them. Placing a rope over a telegraph pole, Kid Lewis was the first to be hanged. During the process, the kid was jeering at the crowd, laughing and cursing. After the deed was done, the people agreed no gamer man ever died, that he was the coolest man in the crowd. Seeing his partner swinging in the air, Foster Crawford confessed and placed all the responsibility for the crime on the kid. It seems no one had a second rope handy, so while someone went after it, Foster begged for whiskey. Finishing it off, he asked for more. Even though he addressed the mob in Comanche, English, and Spanish, no one understood his incoherent utterances. Finally, the second rope arrived. When it was put around his neck, he fell forward, either in a faint or drunk. He was strung up alongside his companion. Obviously, the death of Foster Crawford was completely different when compared to that of the kid. But nevertheless, however it was they left this earthly existence, their rewards in eternity were probably the same. You've just heard another story from Chronicle of the Old West. I'm Dakota Livesay.
Now it's 16 minutes after 7 o'clock on this, thank goodness it's finally Friday Friends Day. Let's go to the phones, find out what's been going on around the neighborhood. And Deputy Greenway is on the phone from the Sheriff's Department to give us that update. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, sir.
What's on the report today?
So in the last 24 hours, Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded to 160 calls, made 20 arrests, and there's currently 148 in the jail. Our arrest reports, Travis Smith was arrested for first-degree trespass. James Selvey was arrested for failure to appear on misdemeanor. Tavares Brooks was arrested for sell or deliver counterfeit controlled substance. Audrey Lane was arrested for warrant for unauthorized use of motor vehicle. Samantha Tyner was arrested for failure to appear on misdemeanor. And Thomas Paul Reed was arrested for failure to appear on misdemeanor. And that completes the morning report, sir.
Deputy Greenway, thank you so very much, and I hope you're safe out there this weekend.
I appreciate it. You have a good one.
All right, bye-bye. 7:17 here on WCAB's Morning Report.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush, brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton.
Here is Emily now with the 911 Communications Center report. Emily, good morning.
Good morning.
What's on your report, Emily?
In the past 24 hours, Rutherford County Sheriff's Office and 911 Communications has processed 423 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of EMS and rescue. There was 51 for emergency medical services, 13 for rescue. Law enforcement, there was 160 for the Sheriff's Office, 63 for Forest City, 44 for Rutherfordton, 1 for Lake Lure, and 70 for Spindale. Fire calls, Cliffside responded to a motor vehicle accident. Ellenboro responded to 2 motor vehicle accidents. Forest City responded to a motor vehicle accident. Green Hill responded to a motor vehicle accident. Rutherfordton responded to a motor vehicle accident. SDO responded to a motor vehicle accident. And Spindale responded to a motor vehicle accident. And that's all I have.
Thanks so much. You have a great day now.
You too.
Coming up tonight, Football Friday Night with Jay Combs and Cliff Palmera. That's at 100.9 FM, 590 AM, and streaming on www.wcab59.com, RS and East. Countdown to kickoff is 6:30, and Mr. Friday Night will be on a little after 8 o'clock this morning to give us a preview of what to expect in Football Friday Night this year. It's been a strange football season for springtime football here at the county, but we'll find out from Mr. Friday Night what that's all about. Here's Ruby Taylor now with a report from SDO Fire District. Ruby, good morning.
Good morning.
What's on your report today?
Well, the fire department had one call, and that was to a vehicle accident. And I don't have any birthdays today or tomorrow. And Sunday, I got Catherine Beam having birthday, and hope she has a nice day. Signs are in the arms today and tomorrow, and going to the breast on Sunday. And that's all I've got.
Thanks, Ruby. Enjoy your weekend.
You too, and bye-bye.
Thinking about the departure of a loved one through death is a subject we don't like to talk about. However, pre-planning or prepaying for a funeral is a consideration and responsible thing to do. With so many options available today, it's important to speak with someone you can trust and someone who can help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved ones. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory is recognized as one of the best family-run funeral homes. It's a family tradition, and they know how to care for your family. Any questions you might have, they will be happy to answer. Call Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services at 286-2304.
Now let's head up toward the Fairfield Mountains, Mills Creek community. Gary Wilson is on the phone with this Friday morning to give us an update from what's been happening. Gary, good morning.
Good morning, Jim. How you doing?
I'm good. You ready for the weekend?
I'm ready for the weekend. Always ready for that.
Yeah, man.
We're going to have a little rain to put up with today and tonight, but maybe the weekend will be a little bit better, hopefully. Not calling for a washout like they were originally.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get a little bit of sunshine in there. We were sitting on about 50 degrees this morning. Clouds are rolling in, so I expect the rain will be starting within a few hours. And a fire call the last 24 hours, Bills Creek ran 2. They had a brush fire and a medical call, and that's all we've had going on up here this the last 24 hours. Everything else been moving along at a winter's pace, I guess.
All right. Well, that's good.
And get rid of this March. Maybe we can get spring in here then.
Well, you keep up the good work up there and stay safe, and we'll see you next time. I guess I'll talk to you next month.
We'll talk to you next month then.
All right. See you then.
All right. See you.
Speaking of that, this month is indeed about gone. Tomorrow and Sunday, February will be gone, and we'll move into the third month of this year, last of the quarter. My goodness, where does time go? I don't know. As we all know, last year was certainly one of the most trying for anyone in the medical field or associated with assisted living and senior nursing facilities. The difficulty in getting specialty physicians, cardiologists, pulmonologists, behavioral health specialists, and others has always been an issue. But now, coupled with the COVID-19, the problem has even been more intensified. Remote MD has developed programs in which they have been able to drastically reduce the amount of unnecessary medical evacuations from deep-sea gas and oil rigs by keeping workers on site and treating them via telemedicine worldwide for over 15 years. Now, that same modern telemedicine program is available here for us. With Remote MD's program, residents avoid the risk of infection from other patients when visiting a doctor's office or hospital. Plus, the patient gets to stay in the comfort of their own space in your facility, reducing the stress and anxiety of going to the ER. In addition, Remote MD reduces the number of unnecessary trips to the hospital, saves you money, keeps caregivers and family members connected, and is available right now here for you. To learn more, log on today to www.remotemd.net. That's www.remotemd.net. Now let's check in with Bob Hodge over in the Hudlow Fire District on this Friday morning. Bob, good morning.
Well, good Friday morning.
Yeah, man, it's another Friday. We'll see. We've had 4 of these Fridays this month.
That's right. I think this is a short month there, so.
Yeah.
But well, a little cloudy up here this morning. Look like we might get some rain later on, but look like might have some rain off and on all through the weekend. So next few days there, but we enjoyed the pretty days we had. So
they were nice.
That's right. And Jim, up here with the fire department's been pretty quiet. We just had one call to check out a smoke report overnight. And want to say happy birthday to Carolyn Pondester this morning. And birthdays for Saturday, Martha Doggett and Pauline Ime. And other than that, things are going along good so far on this Friday morning. And that's about it, Jim, and you have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you in March.
All right, Bob. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you next month.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's the Hodge report there out of the Hudlow Fire District, 724, 50 degrees.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide a daycare service for an aging parent or a loved one. You can always depend on Rutherford Life Services for a safe facility that offers medical monitoring, nutritional meals, fun activities, and is a loving environment. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. They will be glad to answer any questions you may have. Call them at 288-1697. Rutherford Life Services offers a trained staff of professionals who you can entrust your loved one to. Rutherford Life Services is located at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
All right, let's check in now with the Cherry Mountain Fire District, see what they've been doing. And Sue Price is there to report to us. Good morning, Sue.
Good morning, Jim.
How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Hope you are.
Yes, indeed.
Good. Kind of cloudy over here this morning. I guess we're going to get some rain after a while.
We are.
Looks like it's going to be here for a few days, too. But we had some pretty weather. We can't complain. Let's see. I had no calls from the fire department. Sounded like most of the rest of the departments had motor vehicle accidents. People, be careful out there. And let's see. On my church calendar, I've got a birthday for Max Bergen, so I hope Max is going to have a good day today. And nothing on my personal calendar and nothing on Fairviews for today. So not too many celebrating, but we hope anybody that's having a birthday or anniversary will have a real good day on their special day. And in my announcements, on March the 7th at 7 p.m., the Golden Valley Crusaders will be singing at the Riverside Baptist Church. So that'll be a good one. I like to hear them. And I guess that's the only one I have, Jim. It's just quiet and calm over here. We're looking for a good day and a good weekend, and I hope you and Faye will have one.
Thanks, Sue. I appreciate that. You too, and enjoy yourself, and I'll see you next time.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Gregory Alfred Heidler, I guess it is being wanted. He's wanted for sexual assault in the Sheriff's Department, and police officials are looking for him. So if you see somebody who fits this description, white male, 5'10", about 180 pounds, medium build, Gregory Alfred Heidler has multiple warrants for his arrest. The arrest warrants are indecent liberties, statutory sex offense with a child who is young, incest of child, and statutory rape of a child. Unknown location of Heidler at this time or means of travel is unknown. Gregory does have a family in Mount Airy in Michigan, and don't know where he's traveling at this point. Anyone with any information or see someone who fits this description, he is wanted to stand trial for all those. I've often said people sexual assault against a child or take advantage of a child or rape somebody, they ought to be disarmed. All right, let's head towards Shingle Hollow Fire District and get Tina on the phone and get a report from up there. How you doing?
I'm doing great this morning. How are you, Jim?
I'm doing great. Waiting on the rain to fall.
It's finally Friday, yes. And we get more rain today.
Yep. We'll have to make our own sunshine today.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. We've had plenty the past couple of days, and I have loved it. It's almost like a little tease, isn't it?
Yes. Been nice.
Well, it's 51 degrees up here, and of course it's cloudy, a little windy. No birthdays today at either church. The fire department's Shingle Hollow had no calls. Green Hill had a motor vehicle accident, and they assisted with the traffic. And no announcements. So today we're just making our own sunshine, and we're going to be safe and
good.
Enjoy the rain.
Yeah, good. Hope you get a chance to rest and relax this weekend.
Oh, it's another fun-filled weekend. Excuse me, but I don't want it any other way.
I hear you. Well, keep up the good pace and enjoy the weekend. Be safe, and we will check back in with you next time. Hello, Tina. Okay, she's gone. Hope she has a great weekend up there. It's 29 minutes after 7 on this Friday morning. Football Friday night coming up this evening.
Good morning.
These are your headlines: market declines, unemployment, oil prices. These can be pretty scary. Hi, I'm your Edward Jones financial advisor, Andrew Tisdale, and I'll work with you to help you understand the impact of these just short-term events and how it's not going to affect your long-term goals. We can provide the tools and the reasoned, disciplined approach on how to invest. So please, don't let these headlines derail your long-term financial strategy. Call us today, 828-287-9197. Our office is located in the Food Line Plaza in Rutherford. This was Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, and a member of the SIPC. Bye.
Nobody gets a better deal than the customers of Sisk Family Ford. They have a proven record as the #1 Ford dealer in customer satisfaction in the Southeast. They continue to strive hard to keep that honor. Come on in and see for yourself. Take a look at the all-new design 2021 F-150 or reserve an all-new 2021 Bronco coming in the spring. Don't miss out on the automobile you've been wanting at the Sisk Family Ford price. Take your pick while the picking is good on Oak Street in Forest City.
Union Mills is our next stop. That's where we'll find the Kelly Report. Brenda Kelly, good morning.
Good morning. How are you on this fantastic last Friday of the month morning?
Yes, all of the above.
That's right. It's a good day.
It is a good day.
Yeah. It's going to rain, but that's all right.
I'd rather see a sunshiny Friday weekend, but we'll get back to that.
Oh, yeah, we will. Yeah, every weekend in February's been bad.
Yep.
As far as rain or sleet or snow or something.
Cold weather, yeah.
Yeah, because I was going to make an appointment to get my hair fixed on Friday, and so far it's not been a good Friday, so guess what? I look like a scarecrow. It's growed out and it's sticking every which way.
Make a picture of it and send it to us, and we'll put it on Facebook.
Lord knows it'd scare everybody to death. We'd have mass deaths in the county or wherever. No, you can forget that. But we hope everybody's having a good Friday. I've got 48 degrees on the front porch. I don't have any birthdays, any anniversaries. I don't know of anything going on, so it's just short, sweet, and quiet, I reckon. Don't know of anything.
Well, that's a good morning to sort of just lay around and be lazy.
Well, I done got up and got me a pot of beans on cooking.
Hey.
Got my washer going, got the fire built, so let the dogs out and back in.
Pot of beans like pinto beans?
Pinto beans and pinto beans and white beans mixed. I don't like them just plain pintos. I like them with the white beans in them. So I cook them.
You put a little big slab of fat back in there?
I sure have.
It wouldn't be a good pot of beans without that, would it?
No, it wouldn't. And then I'm going to make some cornbread and fry some potatoes and cabbage.
Oh, my goodness.
And slice of onion.
Oh, now you're talking.
Onions are good for you.
They are.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
I like the sweet onion.
It don't matter to me, just so it's an onion.
But Dahlias, I like the Dahlia onions.
Yeah, you said that. Peggy Alley popped in my mind. Bless her heart. She loved them Dahlia onions, and she'd just make her sandwich out of them.
Yeah. We got hold of some onions the other day that was really hot. The closer you got to the middle of the onion, the hotter it got.
The hotter it got.
I ate it anyway, but.
Did you have tears in your eyes?
I felt like I was going to. I was like, wow, that's hot.
But they're good anyway.
I do love onions, over the years I have sliced a big slab of onion, put it on some bread and maybe some mustard. Made me an onion sandwich. It's really good.
I've done that before too. Yeah. They're good for to keep you from having colds. Yeah. But I don't know of anything going on, so I guess you better go check on the Luther Sweet Thing Gilligan, see if everything's all right in Ellenburg.
Well, you enjoy yourself up in Union Mills, and I will see you next time.
Okay, see you in March.
In March. I'll see you,
okay.
Bye.
Catch you later.
Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supply is a variety store. Here's why I say that. Cedar shavings, 5.0 cubic feet, $7.99 per bag. They have Pontiac red potatoes, candy baked potatoes, $18 for 50 pound. River Run dog food, specially priced. Plenty of horse quality hay. Refill propane, $10.99 for a 20-pound tank. Wrangler Sweet Feed, $8.69 for the 50-pound bag. Cardinal Tissue and Paper Towels, 6-pack, $4.49. Farmer's Friend Feed City and Supply is the largest farm supply store, and you should come and see how much you can save. 188 Whiteside Road, Rutherfordton.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
All right, now let's head over toward Ellenboro. See what what kind of news we can find out about from the man who knows everything there is going on over there. Luther, good morning.
Good morning. It's a good morning. We just sit here waiting on the sun to come up or the rain, whichever comes first.
Well,
but one of them going to come.
I'm going to put my money on the rain coming first.
Well, probably will. I think that'd be a safe bet. But it's quiet there this morning. Nothing going on. It's the last day of the week. Everybody trying to get it over, get on to a weekend. And see, the fire department, they quiet this morning, but they had 2 calls yesterday. Both of them were accidents. One about 4:30 and then the other about 5:20 yesterday evening. There wasn't nobody hurting too bad into them. But one of them just rear-ended one man, and the other man coming on, the other car coming on, rear-ended one, knocked him up into the other one.
Oh, my.
Yeah. Other than that, everything's quiet. There's nothing going on down here. We just going to have a good day today. Jim, you have a good day up there. Have a good weekend. We'll talk to you Monday.
I hope you have a great weekend as well and get some rest, and I'll see you then.
All right, take care
now.
now.
Bye. That's the Ellenboro reporter, Luther Sweetthing Gilligan, on the streets of Laredo. Actually, Ellenboro, I guess I should say. 7:36, now it's time for birthdays and anniversaries for this 26th day of February. If you're celebrating, let us help you. Call us now and let us hear your birthday. We'll give you a big shout-out. 287-3356, 287-3356, birthdays, anniversaries for 26th day of February.
It's great to get discounts on beautiful furniture, and thanks to the Recliner Center, you can get 10% off everything in the store. 10% off lift chairs, 10% off sofas, 10% off recliners, 10% off bedding. Angela has changed her hours to suit your schedule. The Recliner Center is now open Tuesday through Friday, 9 to 4, and Saturdays, 9 to 2. And, of course, you can make an appointment by calling 828-395-3562. Come by soon and pick out the recliner, sofa, or lift chair that best suits you and get 10% off your purchase. Come by and see Angela Cooper at the Recliner Center today. The Recliner Center is on Cooper's Gap Road in Rutherfordton.
Henson Building Materials is returning to our regular days and hours to better serve the fast-growing building needs of the Forest City area. Our hours will be 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. We'll still be taking safety measures, cleaning, wearing masks, and social distancing, all while our friendly and knowledgeable staff will be taking your orders on a variety of building, remodeling, and DIY projects. With the combined experience of over 50 years, Jamie Earls, Terry Dunaway, and Randy Harrell in our 10,000 square foot showroom will get you in and out, loaded and back to your project, all with the flexibility in ordering. And while you're at it, visit our Homeworks by Henson showroom with our 2 designers for all of your kitchen and bath cabinet and countertop design needs. Time to get out, get busy, and visit Henson Building Materials. Building starts here.
When it comes to calling a pest control company, people in the know call Hutchins Pest Control. With over 40 years experience behind them, it's a known fact that Tim Hutchins and his team come ready to do a professional job for you. Licensed in both North and South Carolina and voted the best for 10 years. Hutchins Pest Control comes fully insured, honest, dependable, and on-time service. Call Hutchins Pest Control today at 287-5171 to get rid of your pest and rodent problems.
McCurry Deck Motors has been providing an impressive selection of automobiles for over 50 years. At McCurry Deck, you can browse the great selection of GMC automobiles and drive away in one knowing you have gotten the best deal possible. The team at McCurry Deck Motors counts it a privilege to make you a happy and satisfied customer. Why not test drive one of the comfortable and stylish GMCs today? At GMC, we are professional grade. At McCurry Deck Motors, we're the home of GMC, Chevy, and Buick. 1740 U.S. Highway 74A, Forest City. That's really something to crow about. It's the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's in Spindale. Get yours today while they're fresh. They're good. They're delicious. It's Daylight Donuts. It's something to crow about.
Happy birthday.
And happy birthday wishes going out today to Jennifer Thompson, works down at Smith's Drugstore in Forest City. Don Lane over in Spindale is having a birthday. Donnie Jolly is also celebrating today. So happy birthday to Jennifer, Don, and Donnie. Happy birthday. Have many, many more happy returns. And coming up next hour, Mr. Friday Night will be on the radio with us to talk about the game of football. And football Friday night and what happened maybe last night in high school football. And we got some stuff to talk to you about. All that's exclusive right here on the 100.9 FM, 590 AM. WCAB.
What keeps you motivated? How do you raise your personal level of expectation above mediocrity? There is a certain routine that can set into our professional jobs after a few years. If we are self-employed, it can be even worse. We don't punch a time clock. We have no one to wake us up or force us to get back from lunch. Routine jobs can take longer than necessary because no one is looking over our shoulder or pushing us. Self-motivation is required if we are to stay on top of our professional game. But how do we do that? How do we keep motivated? Here are suggestions. 1. Keep a clear mental picture of the purpose and goals of your organization. Constantly remember why you are doing what you are doing. The Bible reminds us that Jesus was able to endure the cross because he had a greater goal in view. 2. Discipline yourself. Don't become addicted to oversleeping, the TV, the internet, or a host of other good but time-consuming enterprises. One of my college professors reminded us, if you're going to succeed, you must work while others sleep. 3. Seek to be effective, not just efficient. It is not sufficient to just do things right. We have to do the right things. And 4. Don't settle for mediocrity. Raise the bar. Set the personal standard higher. Establish a high level of expectation for yourself. This is Bill Hostler with today's key to confident living.
The music's on us on WCAB.
I'm Brian Clark. U.S. aircraft struck targets in eastern Syria. A defense official says there could be a handful of casualties after that strike. It targeted Iranian-backed militias. ABC's Martha Raddatz says those groups were believed to be responsible for attacks in Iraq that killed a coalition contractor. Strike comes as the U.S. tries to re-engage Iran on nuclear talks.
The administration is open to talks with Iran, and while it may cause a bit of an uproar with the Iranians for a short time, it should not affect nuclear talks. Biden simply could not let those rocket attacks stand without a response, and this was the least lethal response.
Today could be a major day in the nation's fight against coronavirus, as ABC's Steve Osunsami explains.
A third COVID vaccine could be available to Americans next week, and this one has been tested against a number of variants of the coronavirus that have been worrying public health officials. Johnson & Johnson has come up with a single-shot vaccine, and today they have an all-day hearing with a panel from the FDA.
Today, President Biden will visit a coronavirus vaccination site in Houston. He and the First Lady will travel to Texas in the wake of last week's deadly cold weather that also led to power and water outages. Thursday, the Texas state legislature held hearings about the power outages. The CEO of Vistra Corp., Curtis Morgan, said he alerted ERCOT, the agency that oversees power for much of the state, that there would not be enough power to go around.
When we did reach out, and this isn't blaming anybody, I just was surprised at the lack of urgency that I got from some of the officials, the agencies.
The parliamentarian of the Senate ruled Thursday the Senate cannot include a $15 federal minimum wage increase in a bill that is only going to pass by reconciliation, something Democrats hope to accomplish. House Democrats will vote on their $1.9 trillion bill today. You're listening to ABC News.
What's the most important factor for determining a coin's value? Rarity. And now, the COVID-19 pandemic has resulted in the creation of a modern rarity.
When the West Point Mint was shut down due to health concerns, 240,000 emergency production 2020 American Eagle silver dollars were minted in Philadelphia for 13 days only.
And that makes these coins with the P-Mint attribution the second rarest coin in the entire American Eagle bullion coin series.
Less than 1,500 of these extraordinary silver dollar coins remain. Hurry, call government.com at 1-800-969-0689.
To learn more about these emergency production American Eagle silver dollar coins, call 1-800-969-0689.
Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $10 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-969-0689 now to secure your Philadelphia Mint American Eagle silver dollar coins before they sell out. That's 1-800-969-0689.
The gymnastics coach who led the 2012 U.S. women's team to Olympic gold has died by suicide after being charged with 24 criminal counts, including human trafficking and sexual assault. John Geddert worked closely with Dr. Larry Nassar for years. Nassar is serving up to 175 years behind bars for decades of abuse. New York City police are investigating an attack on a man in Chinatown as a possible hate crime. The 36-year-old victim, an Asian man, is expected to survive. There have been a surge of attacks on Asians across the country over the last several weeks. After the car crash that left his right leg mangled, Tiger Woods has been transferred to another Los Angeles hospital. He's now at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. Woods was hurt Tuesday after the SUV he was driving hit a median on a downhill stretch of road and rolled over several times. This weekend's Golden Globe Awards will be a bit strange for a whole bunch of reasons.
Usually seen as the loosest show of award season, the Golden Globes aired this year over a month later than usual because of the pandemic, and the stars won't be packed in Beverly Hills drinking together because of the pandemic. Instead, they'll be at their homes. Hosts Tina Fey and Amy Poehler won't even be together. They'll be on opposite coasts. And the whole thing comes a week after an LA Times article cast doubt on the honor of the group that puts on the show, the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, with claims of shady financial practices and more. Claims the HFPA denies. The Golden Globes air Sunday night on NBC. Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Hollywood.
This is ABC News.
Hello, friend Pat Boone here. Silver is creating lots of excitement. So I called my friends at Swiss America to get the scoop on whether this silver opportunity is for real. What I discovered blew my mind. It's all covered in a new silver report from Swiss America, which explains why silver prices cannot stay at this level for very long. Call 800-289-2646, 800-289-2646. Get a free copy of the Silver Report now.
Brian Clark, ABC News.
Put Jesse James Railroad Express on your daily lunch list.
He now has daily specials. Monday, get a hot dog with mustard, chili, and onions for 99 cents. Add slaw for 45 cents. Tuesday, the Carolina Express on a regular bun, any side, 16-ounce drink, $6.99 plus tax. Thursday, chicken salad croissant, any side with regular drink, $6.99 plus tax. Friday, 2 hot dogs, any way, bag of chips, 16-ounce drinks, $4.99 plus tax. A delicious lunch every day of the week. Only at Jesse James Railroad Express, open every day, 11 a.m. until 4. Closed Wednesday and Sunday. Call 828-447-4644 for takeout orders. Jesse James, located 531 Railroad Avenue in Rutherford. All aboard.
Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. This afternoon, we'll see scattered to widespread rain on the way. Expect those showers to be heavy at times for any of your evening plans today. Highs will be in the mid to upper 40s and low 50s. Could see a few brief showers early Saturday morning, then turning drier Saturday midday and afternoon. We'll still see a mostly cloudy sky, though, with high temperatures in the upper 50s and even low to mid 60s. Much warmer on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
Cloudy skies here this morning and cloudy skies throughout most of the day and tonight, and we may get this rain starting about mid-morning, I would think, maybe. Right now we're at 50 degrees. It's going to be dropping, though. Our highest today expected to be around 47, then tonight 38, with a wind chill value as low as 33. But high school football is here, ladies and gentlemen. Believe it or not, here it is last of February, and we're talking high school football. And Mr. Friday Night, Jay Coombs is on the phone with me right now to talk more about it. Jay, good morning.
Well, good morning, Jim. It's hard to believe. It has been 15 to 16 months since we have had high school football.
Wow, seems like so long ago.
It really, and as I've been doing the game preparation this week, looking back, it's like, wow, 2019 seems like it's been 5 years ago.
In all the years you've been doing high school football, have you ever done a high school football game in February and March?
No, I can't say that I have, but I don't know why, but I am really, really, really looking forward to this season. I think possibly because it has been so long since we have played, and number two, I guess the fact that I have retired from teaching, this has truly become my passion, kind of like my hobby even more so. I've had all kinds of time this week to get preparations made, to do my homework. It's just been a lot of fun.
Good. We're glad to have you back on the radio with us for Friday Night Football. Tell us what's up.
Well, let's start with what's already happened. We had two of our teams who went ahead and played their games last night, moved it up a night with the rain anticipated later today and tonight. And both of our teams last night came away with big wins. Chase Trojans last night made the trip up to Cherville, and under new head coach Chris Cogdell, Trojans came away with a huge win, 56-9 over the Ironmen. And Thomas Jefferson Classical Academy, the Griffins, of course, back in 2019, made it all the way to the Western Regional Finals of the 1A playoffs. That long road trip that we made to Robbinsville, Griffins came up short 28-14, but it looks like this Griffins team is going to take up where that one left off. They went up to the Community School of Davidson last night, and they won big 25-9. Worth noting, according to my records, and Scott Martin a couple of years ago did a lot of background work on this. Last night, we are showing it was Coach Jerry Cash's 350th career victory.
Wow.
So congratulations to him, the true legend, and also congratulations to the Griffins for starting off the year 1-0. Hey, before I forget, we had a couple of basketball games in the county last night. Two of our teams, both from RS Central, were still alive in the 2A basketball playoffs. Unfortunately, the news not good last night. Hilltoppers were defeated by Shelby 75-48, and the Lady Hilltoppers made the road trip to Bunker Hill, and they came up short 80-53. So, basketball season is now finished for our high school teams. And here's the great news. We have a game on tap for tonight. And talk about a way to start off a season. It has been a while since these two teams have started the season playing each other, but it's that county rivalry tonight as RS Central travels over to East Rutherford. Hilltoppers are going to be looking for their first back-to-back wins in about 12 years. Last time it happened was 2008, 2009. Last year, the Hilltoppers defeated East by a touchdown, 35-28. They will try to make it 2 wins in a row tonight over in Forest City. Hilltoppers look good. They are a veteran team. Have a number of seniors and a number of returning starters. East Rutherford, on the other hand, new head coach in Brent Russell, and the Cavaliers are a very young team this year. In fact, I believe they only have 6 seniors on the roster. So this is going to be, interesting tonight to see the matchup between RS Central and East. Keep in mind, fans, that this year for Chase, East, and RS Central, kickoff will be at 7 o'clock. For the TJ games, they will start at 6:30 this season. Now, it is a shortened season, only 7 games allowed. This has made it tough in scheduling. In fact, some schools are still trying to fill some open dates and trying to move some things around. Obviously, with only 7 games, that means for Chase, East, and RS Central, they only have 1 non-conference game. Everything else will be a conference game this season. For TJ, they were able to schedule 6 games out of the 7 weeks. All of the Griffins games will be conference games. And in fact, they play in a large conference, 9 teams in that Southern Piedmont Conference. The Griffins will not be able to play all of their conference opponents this year. And that's true of all of the schools in that conference. This is going to be a most unusual season, but I think the best news of all, we are excited. And with the governor's order on Wednesday, occupancy has been raised up to 30% of the stadium capacity. Going into this at the beginning of the week, it looked like only 100 people would be able to get into the games. Good news, in that those numbers now will be moved up into the hundreds. And gosh, I'm just looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to put the ball back on the tee, kick it off, and let's start another season.
Let's have another season. Jay, do you anticipate the weather being a factor tonight?
Well, that's a good question. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, rain is expected to move in later this morning. Not sure. We'll just have to cross our fingers and hope. And yeah, it definitely could be a bit on the wet side tonight in Forest City, but we'll go prepared, and we'll go prepared to kick it off.
Will that be East High School's call?
Yes,
This
it
is
would
their
be.
field?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll hope the rain hold off long enough to have this first game of the season in play. It'd be great. I'm like you, excited about that possibility, and I know the fans are, the players are, and the parents and grandparents are.
I think everybody's ready to do something, and hopefully this. And I want to encourage the fans to come out if possible. Obviously, hey, use some common sense. Try to follow the proper protocol. Wear the mask. Keep your social distancing. I just encourage everybody, let's do this safely, do it the right way, and then I think we're going to have a great season.
And your partner in crime, Cliff's going to be with you again this season?
Cliff Palmieri is back. I guess reports of my retirement, I guess now I'll just chalk that up to fake news. It's hard to believe, Jim. This is now my 25th season of high school football Friday night.
Wow.
So I have seen a lot over the 2.5 decades.
Well, you've had a lot of practice, so this season should be really a great season for you.
Hope so. And actually, I love spring football.
Yeah.
Some folks are, like me, old enough to remember I was a huge fan of the old USFL.
Yeah.
In fact, one of my former favorite teams, Oklahoma Thunder, played in the old USFL. Also, we've had other spring football attempts. I don't know why it has never been more successful because it's a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to this one. I think it's going to be a really, really good season.
Well, for those who can't go out in person, we will give you that game in 3 different ways, either AM 590, FM 100.9 FM, or stream online at www.wcab59.com, and you can pick it up any of those 3 ways.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Jay, have a good night, and we'll listen forward to it.
Okay, thanks. Jim.
Bye-bye. Jay Coons, Mr. Friday Night, on the radio with us this morning. Excited about tonight's high school football broadcast. Now, wouldn't it be nice to get medical attention and not have to leave your home? Now you can, thanks to Remote MD. Remote MD is pleased to announce they have initiated a telemedicine program for residents in North Carolina. The telemedicine program is available to all residents in North Carolina, including Rutherford and Polk counties. It is designed to treat common medical illnesses right from your home. Now, isn't that great? No appointment is necessary, no waiting for days to see someone. This is a wonderful opportunity for people who are struggling financially or have a complicated insurance plan. But your health is important to you, and you want attention now. There are no copays or deductible, and unlimited usage programs start at just $59.99 a month. Learn more about this program. Contact Remote MD today at www.remotemd.net. Again, that's www.remotemd.net. If you need help in getting your books ready for taxes, you need IE Accounting and Tax Service.
Now, how do you spell that?
ARYEE. IE Accounting and Tax Service is more than someone who fills out forms for you. They can very likely save you money. IE Accounting and Tax Service can help set up your bookkeeping at a lower price than anybody in the USA, guaranteed. Teach QuickBooks, handle your payroll, help with tax planning and implementation to recognize full value. IE Accounting and Tax Service can help if you're in trouble with the IRS or if you're unhappy with the way your tax returns were handled last year. Make a call to IE Accounting and Tax Service today. And you know what else?
I know you spell IEARYEE.
That's right, and they are forensic specialists. They specialize in handling fraud cases. From the simplest tax form to the more complex issues, IE Accounting and Tax Service could be the best decision you could make.
And that phone number is 828-395-1777, Main Street in Spindale.
It's the Celebrate Great event at Carolina West Wireless. Come in today for great deals on all your favorite iPhones, like $350 off the new iPhone 12 or $300 off other select iPhones, including the iPhone 12 mini. Plus, get even more great savings with an unlimited data plan, including 4 lines for just $35 per line per month, all backed by our powerful nationwide high-speed network. So you can go stay connected wherever your travels take you. Come into Carolina West Wireless and celebrate great today. Carolina West Wireless. Go stay connected. Certain restrictions or conditions may apply. See store for details or visit carolinawest.com/terms and conditions.
At Smith's Drugs of Forest City, we are currently awaiting the COVID-19 vaccinations for the public, and we are expecting to have them available soon. We will be using a waiting list in the meantime that you can find on our website at www.smithsdrugsfc.com. to pre-register for the vaccine. Smith's Drugs will provide a link to our website from our Facebook page to pre-register as well. Be mindful of CDC and local government priorities and guidelines that Smith's Drugs will comply with when vaccinations do begin, starting with those on the waiting list. Smith's Drugs will contact you when the vaccinations become available. There will be no COVID-19 vaccinations for walk-ins. It is only through our waiting list for the foreseeable future. If you do not have access to the internet, you can come into Smith Drugs and fill out the form, and you will be added to the wait list. If you have any questions, please visit our website at www.smithsdrugsfc.com for all details, or please call us at 828-245-4591. Thank you.
Do you need some extra money in your pocket? Try Insurance Service Associates, your local independent agent. We can shop your auto and home insurance with several companies to get you better coverage and the best rate. Insurance Service Associates at 127 East Trade Street in Forest City for auto, home, or commercial insurance. More choices, better coverage, best rate. That's Insurance Service Associates, 245-5301.
Saving money is easy when you shop at Jay's Discount Grocery. From snack foods to vegetables, fresh fruits to fresh cut meats, paper products, cleaning supplies, dog food, and so much more. You know, you just never know what you'll find at Jay's. So shop and save today. They're located at 671 Oak Street in Forest City, right beside the Hospice Resale Store. You know, when you shop at Jay's, you always walk out with money left over in your pocket.
Big news happening around the town of Rutherfordton yesterday. The park official ribbon cutting marks the official opening of the Kiwanis Park, located near North Main, Green, and Cleghorn Streets. Features walking paths, an open lawn, natural playground, covered bridge, shelter, and bathroom facilities. The property was originally donated to the Rutherfordton Kiwanis Club by the late Dr. William and Peggy McBrayer and the late Viola Young. And then the Kiwanis Club donated it to the town under the auspices that they would do something with it. According to Dancy, the officials were especially impressed with the level of local support by Kiwanis Park, and if you've not seen that, you should drive down through there or take a stroll through the park. You heard Jay Coombs a moment ago say the governor has increased high school sporting event capacity. New executive order came out yesterday that will ease COVID-19 restrictions in a number of different areas, including high school sporting events. Under the new order, spectator capacity at high school sporting events will be allowed to increase. The new executive order goes into effect today at 5 o'clock. Outdoor sports venues can have a maximum of 30% of its stated capacity, eliminating the 100-person cap. Indoor sports venues can also have a maximum capacity of 30%, but it capped at 250, meaning you can get out to the football game tonight. But if you can't or don't want to get out, be sure to tune in right here, 100.9 FM, 590 AM, and on our website at www.wcab59.com, and hear the best broadcast coverage right here. 23 past 8 o'clock, and our report from the Sheriff's Department was recorded earlier this morning, and Deputy Greenway was on with us. Here is that report.
So in the last 24 hours, Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded to 160 calls, made 20 arrests, and there's currently 148 in the jail. Our arrest reports, Travis Smith was arrested for first-degree trespass. James Selvey was arrested for failure to appear on misdemeanor. Tavares Brooks was arrested for sell or deliver counterfeit controlled substance. Audrey Lane was arrested for warrant for unauthorized use of motor vehicle. Samantha Tyner was arrested for failure to appear on misdemeanor. And Thomas Paul Reed was arrested for failure to appear on misdemeanor. And that completes the morning report, sir.
The music's on us. WCAB.
Well, in addition to high school football, there's still ACC Tar Heel basketball going on, and tomorrow there will be a basketball game with Tar Heels and Florida State. Countdown to tip-off is 2:30, pregame 3 o'clock, and then the tip-off is at 4 o'clock. They've had a tough time getting all their games in as well, but we'll have that game for you right here on the most sports for the Foothills, WCAB Rutherfordton. Now here's sports from our network.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. We start with top 25 college hoops last night. Baker's half dozen worth of games. Top-ranked Gonzaga beat Santa Clara 89-75. Franz Wagner scored 21 points, and freshman Hunter Dickinson shut down Luke Garza as third-ranked Michigan blew out number 9 Iowa 79-57. Michigan State bolstered its bid to make the NCAA tournament by rallying from a 9-point second-half deficit to flummox fourth-ranked Ohio State 71-67. Other finals last night, number 5 Illinois beat Nebraska. 12th-ranked Houston took down Western Kentucky. Colorado upset number 19 Southern Cal, and 22-ranked San Diego State bounced Boise State. In women's hoops, Jacquia Brown-Turner and Reina Perez each drained 14 points as the second-ranked Wolfpack women pounded Pittsburgh 83-53 in their home finale. On the ice, Curtis McElhenney stopped 31 shots and picked up an assist to help Tampa beat the visiting Carolina Hurricanes 3-1 last night. The Lightning have now won the last 3 meetings between the two teams after Carolina shut out the Stanley Cup champs in their first 2 meetings of the season. It was also the 4th straight game that the Canes and Lightning have gone head-to-head. The NHL has never seen anything like this. Multiple games back-to-back against the same opponent. Canes head coach Rod Brindamore says they just have to deal with it, like everyone else.
This NHL, I mean, there's no easy night, and we got a taste of it here this week. Obviously, that's a tough week for us, but yeah, I don't know. I just think guys are down right now because they played really hard and deserve a better outcome. I asked a lot of them tonight, and I thought they rose to the occasion. We had a couple guys could be better for sure, but overall, I can't be unhappy with the way we played tonight.
The Hurricanes now going to Sunrise for a 2-game set with the Florida Panthers. This is NCN Sports.
America means innovation, where new ideas are born, tested, and brought to the world.
America means determination, the grit, hustle, and hard work that built our country.
America means opportunity, where tomorrow has a chance to be better than today.
And America means home.
We've weathered a lot, and we've been told how divided we are.
But we're coming through it together.
By pushing forward together, we can thrive.
That starts by rebuilding America's infrastructure, our power generation, food production, manufacturing, and transportation networks.
Which means hundreds of thousands of new jobs across the country.
It's an investment in our communities.
In roads, bridges, cleaner air and water.
It's an investment in economic freedom and the promise of success for generations to come.
It's an investment in us.
It's going to take hard work, but we can get there.
And we'll be stronger for it. Because America means business. Let's get America back to work.
Let's invest in North Carolina.
Let's invest in us. Learn more at let'sinvestinus.com. Paid for by Citizens for Responsible Energy Solutions Forum.
Raleigh native Webb Simpson ran off 3 straight late birdies for a share of the first-round lead in the PGA's Workday Championship. Simpson matched Matthew Fitzpatrick with a 6-under 66 that included birdies on the par 4, 15, 16 par 5, and 17th holes. Fitzpatrick had a bogey-free round, while Brooks Koepka was a stroke out of the lead at 67. The NCAA has come up with a contingency plan in case teams can't play in the March Madness tournament because of COVID-19. The first 4 at-large teams that don't make the original field will be placed in order and serve as replacements. The plan only applies to the short period between the announcement of the bracket and the start of the games. Once the tournament begins, a team whose opponent is forced to withdraw would automatically advance to the next round. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
This is Gilbert. If you owe the IRS past due taxes, don't call those toll-free national numbers. Local, affordable help is right here in Rutherford County. Stop garnishments, levies, and liens. Call Gilbert Carmona at 828-289-9300. All initial consultations are free. Call Gilbert, 828-289-9300.
Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. This afternoon, we'll see scattered to widespread rain on the way. Expect those showers to be heavy at times for any of your evening plans today. Highs will be in the mid to upper 40s and low 50s. Could see a few brief showers early Saturday morning, then turning drier Saturday midday and afternoon. We'll still see a mostly cloudy sky, though, with high temperatures in the upper 50s and even low to mid 60s. Much warmer on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
Cloudy and 50 degrees here at WCAB in beautiful downtown Whiteside Road. Rain coming sometime mid-morning today, about 80% chance of that happening. Meanwhile, enjoy your weekend. Stay dry if you can. Enjoy the football game tonight right here on WCAB. It's 8:30.
Good morning, Rutherford County. I'm Madison Finner. I'm here with my beautiful wife, Brianna. We're extremely happy we can be here with you this morning. And we're going to share a little bit from our hearts about our testimony and a few examples of what God has done for our lives. And hopefully it'll inspire you to seek after God more, and hopefully you'll include this in your day-to-day. So just to give you a little bit of background to who Brianna and I are, I'm a homegrown Rutherford County boy, born and raised here. My wife's from Dallas, and she moved here when she was a little girl. So we both attended the Word of Faith Christian School at some point in our lives. I went through 1st through 6th in a public school. I struggled a lot through school. I hardly could get a B in any grade. So I started at 7th grade in the Word of Faith. That was the best thing I think that could ever happen to me. I went through 7th grade, I went to junior high school and then to high school. I graduated with a 4.0 and 2 years of college under my belt, and that was only because of the grace of God and the love of God that people at this church and at this school have shown to us. And I believe my wife had the same thing. So after school, somehow Brandon and I managed to meet. We got married, and I'm sure glad we did. But kind of to start off, what we're wanting to share is, we were very young when we got married. We had no clue what we were going to do through life and where life was going to take us. I had no idea. I completely understand many of the people probably listening have that same struggle. Maybe your children have that struggle right now. But there's always circumstances in your life that always seem to want to make you who you think you should be, or people tell you you should be this, go be that, do this with your life. And you end up just growing to where you try to please people, you try to do what people tell you to do, but you can't find that place with God. You can't find that place in your life where you're just content and you're happy. And so I can say we've learned a lot since we've been married. I got married, I was 19. And I can say that was a good thing for me because it kept me, I know I had a wife I had to take responsibility for, and now I have a house to take responsibility for. God blessed us with our first house 6 months ago, and that's a whole story in itself. So I can say, God really has a purpose for us here on this earth, and that has been my cry. Every day has just been, Jesus, I just want to fulfill your purpose on my life. I want to do your will. And, that's been a cry that has to be worked in your heart. It doesn't come naturally. You have to take time, read your Bible. You got to find scriptures that God and God's word that can help you and show you the way that you need to go. And because, many questions we face in life is, what are we going to do about our job? Who are we going to marry? Where are we going to live? We're going to have children. We're going to have pets. We're going to have this. Are we going to be famous? Are we going to be that or the other? But it's, like I said, it all goes back to really having that purpose in your life. Because I can say personally, I struggled with that for a long time. I had no clue what God wanted me to do. I went through school. Yes, I ended up making good grades. I did better in school. I met friends. I had new parents, in my life that spent time with me, telling me, about God, teaching me about Jesus, teaching me about his love for me, and that he truly does care for me. But it seemed like it took me years, It's only been for the past, since we've been married that I've really come to know Jesus for myself, that Jesus actually really means something to me, and that I'm not here just for people. I'm not here to please people. I'm here to please Jesus. And that's truly my heart's desire right now. And I can see since that cry has been in my heart, God has given me everything I've ever needed. He's supplied my every need, and I am truly grateful for that. So just, give a few examples. Like I said, we just got a house a few months ago. We were crying out for like 6 months. What are we going to do? We need to move somewhere. We got to get our own house, and it's just, but it seemed like nothing was just working out for us. We couldn't get nowhere. We couldn't find a house, and I'm sure everybody around here knows that there's just nothing out there right now. But we just gave it all to Jesus. We cried out to Jesus, and we got a house, and God supernaturally gave it to us. That's just one example, that's been a big landmark in my life, and I'm sure most people can relate that to your life when you buy a house, that it's a really big step in your life. And there's a lot of worries and concerns that come with it. But you know, God is taking care of every single need. He's supplied every single need that we've needed. And I'm truly grateful for that. And I'm going to let my wife, she's going to share a few scriptures with you this morning to hopefully encourage you in God's Word.
Good morning, everyone. We're happy to be here. And one thing I wanted to say, kind of like Maddie was talking about, was a lot of times growing up, we begin to form a personality or way of thinking based on incidents that happened to us, whether it was circumstances in our lives where someone may have said something that really hurt us or beat us down or told us this is how you're going to be for the rest of your life, or maybe it was the opposite and you were really good at something and they built you up and lifted you up and said you need to go be this, you need to go be that. And we begin within ourselves to try to find something to make us feel. We all know, in school you want to be popular, you want to feel appreciated, you want to feel loved. And we begin to look for ways to make that happen when all the while God has a plan for us and He knows exactly what we're to do. He laid it out for us beforehand. And, many times we try to fill that emptiness in our heart with a career or seeking after a relationship or a way of acting or dressing or talking that'll make us fit in, that'll make us, have a sense of pride or importance that people will like us. But, that's also temporary. And I know for us, we can say in our lives, we went after those things. At first you're in high school, growing up, and you're just trying to get somewhere, in life. You're trying to be something. And, you may feel happiness for a little while, or you may think it's going good. It may all seem good. But when it comes down to the really important things in life, those desires and those things we go after, it leaves us with nothing. It leaves us empty. And, when tragedy hits, when adverse circumstances come into our lives, when everything you trusted in or everyone you trusted in begins to falter around you, you're faced with a difficult situation, you find that there's nowhere to turn to when you don't have Jesus as the foundation of your life. And I think, one big thing that really helped us get through so many decisions, whether it was a decision or whether it was a struggle or something we didn't understand, even just how to be married, how to love each other, we realized that we had to know that God loves us, and God loves each and every one of you. And we can't even begin to imagine how deep and how great His love is for us. And, He loves us so much that He purposed for us to have the most wonderful life you could ever imagine. And many people think that, even as I was younger, it seemed that, I was raised in church. But sometimes you think, well, if I serve God, I may have to give up this. Or, it's just, why go to church all the time? Why do all this? But, that's what we were created to do. We were created to love God. And when we really fulfill that purpose, when we really begin to live the life that He created for us, there's nothing that compares to that happiness. And you're so fulfilled, you have peace, and the verse I wanted to bring out that has really kept us is in Acts 17, verse 24 through 31, and it says, "It is God who produced and formed the world and all the things in it. He is Lord of heaven and earth. And He is the one who gives life and breath and all things to all people." Our very breath comes from God. We don't have anything apart from Him. It doesn't matter how much success or how much fame we get. It all comes from God. The true purpose and the true meaning and the true happiness comes from God. And it says that He made from one common origin all nations of men to settle on the face of the earth. And in His love, it says that He definitely determined their allotted periods of time. We were not made to be born at any other time. God had us for this time. And it says He fixed our boundaries of habitation, our settlements, our lands, our abodes. He knows exactly what house we're to have, what car we're to have, what friends we're to have, so that we would seek God and that we would find him, even though he's not far from us. And he wasn't vague in that plan and that thought he had for us. It says in Psalms 137 that his thoughts for us are more in number than the sand of the sea. We can't even imagine how great that is. And I've seen in my own life, every time there was something I needed or lacked, God had a way of proving to me that he was in control. And I may have really thought I wanted something. I can tell even with my job, at first it was a struggle. I didn't feel like I was in the right job. And then I had a good job. And then I was in another job and I was being mistreated. And, the people weren't living up to their promises. And it seemed like the rug was just jerked out from under me. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do now. This is what I had hoped in. I was promised a lot of money. I was promised everything that I, quote, wanted. And when that began to fail, I realized that I had to turn to God and I had to seek him. And I had to know what his will was for me. Because even though I was in that job and I was making money, I wasn't happy. When I would come home at night, I was so stressed out. I was so tired. I was so upset because of things that would happen throughout the day. And, I had to find out that Jesus really loved me. And Jesus cared about our happiness. He does. And he doesn't want us to be tormented. He doesn't want us to be unhappy. He really cares. And he spoke to me and he said, Brianna, I've never sent you on a path. Anything I've ever told you to do has never been bad for you. And that was a realization for me. I mean, it seems simple, but it really brought me to my knees and showed me that I had to begin to pray. And that's the next thing that I wanted to share, is what we've seen is not only the importance of God's word, but the importance of prayer. And it says, that Jesus offered definite and special petitions for not only what he wanted, but what he needed. And we don't know, in our own life, we don't know what's in God's heart for us, but only the Holy Spirit does. And it says that in 1 Corinthians 2, it says the Holy Spirit will reveal to us the things that we don't know or understand. He sounds the bottomless things of God that are beyond our understanding. It says he reveals the divine and hidden counsels, just like no one knows what goes through your own mind except your own heart within you. It's the same with God. Only the Spirit of God knows what is in his mind for us. And it says when we're born again, when God's Spirit comes on the inside of us out of a place of complete surrender to him, where we truly want nothing, we truly don't have any desire of our own, and we begin to lay it down, and we begin to really see that, God, all I want is your will. All I want is to be happy in you. And it says that we give up our own interests. It's a daily dying to ourselves. And it says his Spirit will come in, he'll transform us, he'll take away that incompetent, that mind that we have that's natural, that we think we can figure everything out. And he gives us his thoughts. It says that his thoughts are higher than our thoughts, just as much as the heavens are than the earth.
So I just kind of want to interrupt there. Back to what she was talking about, her circumstance there at work. And I was talking about it earlier, but God always puts us in a place where we're not comfortable, where we don't always understand things. And, at that time she had that job, I could see all the stress she was going through, all the things. And it could be something totally different, not a job. It could be something in your marriage. It could be something with your children, something at home, your parents, But God always has us in those places where we've got to find something we've got to rely on, something we've got to lean on. But many times, a lot of people don't turn to the right thing. They turn to the drugs, they turn to drinking, they turn to whatever they feel the most comfortable with, and that puts them in a place where they're numb to their horrible circumstances. But, we found through all this, God wants us to truly come to him And I know it may sound like we're repeating that more and more throughout this, but that's our whole goal in life, is we just want to please God, and we want to obey what he tells us to do, because that's the only way that you will find comfort, and that has been proven throughout our lives. And it's, you know, I look back now, you can see all those things that you thought were bad, thought that you wish were better, but I wouldn't have wanted it any other way, you know, and I'm truly grateful for the things I've gone through in life. It has taught me to really treat God as my Father and treat Jesus as my Father. And, you know, it brings that peace in my heart to know that I have somebody to go to. Yes, I have my wife, I have family, I have different people there that I can go to when I'm struggling, but ultimately it's God that we have to go to. And he's the only one that can bring that peace. And I'm just really grateful for that.
Right. And, you know, I'm sure a lot of you listening, many of us have been taught to pray all of our life. You know, we may think we know how to pray, or, you know, some of you may have never been raised to go to God or even seek him or consider him. But in Romans 8, verse 26, it says that Jesus and his Holy Spirit bears us up in our weaknesses. When we may not even know what prayer to offer or how to offer it worthily, it says that he himself goes and meets that supplication with groanings, with cries that will come up out of us when sometimes we don't even have words to express what we feel to God. And that's one thing I really want to stress today, is that sometimes you may not even know where to begin. You know, you may not have ever really sought God as your vital necessity or had him, you know, considered him before you did anything. But one thing we learned, we weren't that way in the beginning either. You know, we tried to figure everything out. But a simple cry was, you know, especially when we started facing hard times and when we had circumstances, whether the money was tight or we needed a new car and we didn't know how we were going to get it, it was a simple, Jesus, help me. Help me, Jesus. And just that simple cry takes you so far. And God begins to work, and you may not even see how he's working. You know, a lot of people, it's not just some great vision that happens after you get on your knees and pray or whatever, you know, that it may be portrayed to be, but a simple cry, you know, it goes right into the throne room of God, and he hears and he begins to work. And that's how we had to trust. You know, we could not stop praying. We could not stop trusting until we saw things change. And that's where it built our faith, because little by little, you get up today and you pray, God, I don't know what I'm going to do today. Please change the situation. Please help us. And then you get a phone call, or somebody, you know, you may be feeling lonely or, you know, depressed or whatever it may be. And then, you know, God prompts a friend to call you, and you just see how much he loves you through that. Or, you know, like in my circumstance, it was just one Saturday. So a friend of ours called and offered me a job, and it wasn't something that I thought that, I would have gone and asked him to hire me. It would have never crossed my mind. But God did that for me, because he takes those thoughts and plans for us.
And I have a scripture I want to read for you people listening. It's the whole chapter is really good, but it's in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, "To everything there is a season and a time for every matter and purpose under heaven." And that kind of says basically what we're saying. You know, God has a season. He has a time for everything, for all of us. And we just got to trust in that plan. You know, everybody makes plans and does whatever they want to do, but God's plans are consistent. He's on time. He shows up when he says he's going to show up. He's not like how we are. We're not always consistent with life. We don't show up to work on time all the time. You know, there's different things we don't do. We're not always consistent, but God is. And if I just read verse 1, but if you skip down to verse 11, it says, "He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also planted eternity in men's hearts and minds, a divinely implanted sense of a purpose working through the ages which nothing under the sun but God alone can satisfy. Yet so, that men cannot find out what God has done from the beginning to the end." And you know, those words are very powerful. I mean, it speaks a lot right there. It says God has planted eternity in men's hearts. That's God's heart for us, that's for us to spend eternity with him. And, that's our deep cry every day. We pray it together all the time. We can see the times are getting pretty bad out there. And I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. But it's just, we can see how bad it is. But, if you read the Bible, it's very clear, the end is coming and it is here. And, our hearts are to be, we want to be in eternity with God. And, that's really the end goal in life. It's eternity is a long time. And that's right. I mean, it puts a cry in my heart every day. It almost brings tears to your eyes just to think about, how long eternity is and where do you want to spend that. And I definitely don't want to spend that in hell. I really want to spend my time with Jesus. And, God's given us that opportunity here, to spend that on earth, so we can get a little bit of taste of what heaven's going to be like. And it says in verse 12, I know that there is nothing better for them than to be glad and to get and do good as long as they live. And, and that clearly explains itself. It says God wants us to get and he wants us to have good and do good as long as we live. But, there's a requirement to that, Like she said, it's not just some kind of one prayer thing that all of a sudden it's just shabam and it's just all sitting in your lap, It's a continuous thing, like I said, consistent. You got to stay in there. You got to keep crying out to Jesus. You got to pour your heart out to God. You got to talk to him just like you would your wife or your brother or your sister, your mom or dad, He's truly there when we cry out with a genuine heart, just like she was saying. Because, we've seen it in our lives, it's proven itself to work. And that's what we can keep turning to,
And like he was saying about the requirement that is on us, we can't just expect God to do all these things for us when we won't even do the things that he commands us. And that's one thing we realize. We can't just expect all these blessings and all these wonderful things when we don't truly follow after him with everything. And it's not something that you get up and like, oh, I've got to remember to follow God and I've got to remember to pray and I've got to, when you begin to live that life with him, you want to. Mm-hmm. And you see how much comfort and peace it brings when you do, and you see what you feel like when you don't, the anxiety. And he was talking about the things going on in the world today. There's so much depravity. There's so much corruption. There's so much division in our nation. There's so much that can bombard our mind every single day. And it makes it clear why Jesus warned us so many times throughout the Bible. Paul warned us throughout the New Testament. And it says, do not be conformed to this world. In Titus 2:6, it says, take life seriously. Be an example for others to follow in your conduct, in your speech, in your love, in your faith. It says that God's work, and it has the ability to train us to reject all those things that are ungodly, that won't lead us on a path towards heaven. And, the big thing today is there's so many influences out there. There's so many voices you can follow. There's so many trends. There's so many, big icons and celebrities and young people and old people, middle-aged people. They're following after them because it looks like the path of fame. It looks like the path of wealth. It looks like happiness. But, just look at the lifestyle. Look at what happens. Look at the broken marriages, that happens to these people. The early deaths. Every other day you're getting an alert on your phone. So-and-so actor died at age 24, And if that was really all that it's spoken of to be, that wouldn't be happening, And that's why we have to follow Jesus. It says the cares and the anxieties of the world, the distractions of the age, the pleasure, the delight, the false glamour, the deceitfulness of riches, it chokes out and it suffocates the word, and that becomes fruitless. And the devil's not just going to come to you and say, oh, I hate you and I'm going to make this bad thing happen to you. It's subtle. Mm-hmm. We can see it in everyday life. It's a little thing here, that's not that bad. I mean, what's the big deal in going there? Whatever it may be, it looks appealing, it appeals to our senses, it sounds good, but in the end of it is a way of death. And that's why we have to constantly cry out to God. We have to constantly have that yearning desire that, Jesus, I want to be in the center of your will. I want to do today what you want me to do today. And that's as simple as it is. And you do today, and it's complete, and then you go to tomorrow, and you live the same way. And before you know it, you're living the life God wants you to live, and you're fulfilling your purpose. And you don't even see how it's happening, but it happens.
So I think we have a little song we would like to sing for you guys this morning that really sums up our cry.
There's a longing in my heart that only you can fill. There's a hunger in my soul, knowing only you can make me whole. That is why I choose to trust you, Lord. That is why I trust you more. When I choose to set my will to follow after you, when I submit my heart to know your every part, then I will be one of your chosen ones. Then I will be your true son. There's a longing in my heart that only you can fill. There's a hunger in my soul, knowing only you can make me whole. That is why I choose to trust you, Lord. That is why I trust you more. That is why I choose to trust you, Lord. That is why I trust you more.
So I think I would like to conclude with one verse that's, out of the many that have been on our hearts. It's a really powerful chapter, Psalms 103. In verse 1 it says, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Forget not one of all his benefits, who forgives every one of all your iniquities, who heals each one of you all your diseases, who redeems your life from the pit and corruption, who beautifies, who satisfies your necessities and desire at your personal age and situation with good, so that your youth renewed is like the eagle, strong, overcoming, and soaring."
Amen. And we just want to thank you so much for listening today and for joining in with us. We hope that this message continues to encourage you, that it continues to bring hope. Whatever you may be going through, God has a plan for you, and God loves you, and he wants the best for you, and he wants the best for all of us. And don't forget, there's hundreds of testimonies just like ours, powerful messages, and they're all stored on our website, wordoffaithfellowship.org. You can see all the previous radio programs there. We're here with you Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on WCAB. Don't ever doubt how much God loves you and how great his plan is for your life. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope you have a blessed day.